Today is going to be a super fun day as we look back at the very best of Walt Disney World, both present and past. The video today is a compilation of things that I love at Walt Disney World, some of my absolute favorite attractions and shows, and then we're going to go over a list of things that no longer exist at Disney but in my opinion were some of the very best. Let's start off first with the present, and at the time of filming, my favorite attraction at Walt Disney World is Rise of the Resistance. It's easy to see why Rise of the Resistance is on my list for the very best at Walt Disney World, a truly immersive attraction. You cannot get more immersive than Rise of the Resistance. You are moving around everywhere you look. It's something new. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing in every way. Rewritability is unlimited. You can go again and again and again. It'll never get boring. Another one on my list is Happily Ever After, one of my favorite fireworks shows that you can find at the Magic Kingdom. It is a truly unbelievable compilation of projections, lasers, fireworks, the soundtrack, everything about Happily Ever After gets me smiling. Slinky Dog Dash at Hollywood Studios is a very unique roller coaster because unlike other roller coasters where you go clink, 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 clink all the way up to the top, it actually kind of shoots you off with magnets, which are really, really cool. And I love the fact that it has that second launch where you actually don't just, you stop at one point and launch a second time, almost skyward. It is so cool to experience. One of my favorites and great views as you're kind of going over that second launch. Flight of Passage in Disney's Pandora World of Avatar is my second favorite attraction at Walt Disney World. It used to be number one. It was recently taken back by Rise of the Resistance, but let me tell you, that is one that will not disappoint. Truly an immersive experience where you put on those glasses and fly over the mountains of Pandora. Next up, we have Soarin' in Epcot. Of course, Soarin' over California is the original. Now we've got Soarin' over the world. Both are great. Absolutely, there are positives and negatives to both. There really, really are. The older version kind of was the classic, but some of those time lapse at night were a little bit grainy, hard to see. But the new version, the Eiffel Tower is tilted as you're making your way up because of the curvature of the screen. Either way, Soarin' is a lot of fun for the entire family. Next up, we have Test Track at Epcot. I personally am a big fan of the original Test Track at Epcot with the crash test dummies right in that queue line area. The new version is really good, it is, but the original Test Track is what I grew up on and absolutely loved. I would love to see it kind of go back to something like that in the future, but I feel like we're gonna get this one for a very long period of time. Next up, we've got Tower of Terror and Rock and Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith. Rock and Roller and Tower of Terror are kind of combined together here simply because they're right next door to each other. Rock and Roller Coaster is incredible, and you do the upside down, you do the loops, you do all these things, and even though I don't usually like those kind of roller coasters where you go upside down, Rock and Roller Coaster does it so well, so incredibly well, you can go again and again. It never gets boring. The Hollywood Tower of Terror is an iconic piece of Hollywood Studios. It does get those projections during the holidays, which are really, really nice, and the ride itself is always fun. It was only recently I tried letting go of the handlebars. In the past, I would grip those handlebars next to you so tightly at the end my hand would hurt because I'm just gripping on for dear life. But nowadays I grip a little bit less intensely because we're going up and down no problem. Next up, we've got the Mountain Trio at the Magic Kingdom. Space Mountain, Big Thunder, and Splash Mountain are some of the originals. Of course, we do have the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, but I'm talking about those prime three at the moment. Space, a classic that we all know and love with those overlays. Love that. Big Thunder, try seeing it during the fireworks. Really incredible. And Splash Mountain, a classic that we all love. Next up, we've got Expedition Everest at Animal Kingdom. When it originally opened, Expedition Everest included a actual animatronic Yeti which would swipe at you as you were making your way through the mountain, but nowadays the Yeti sits still. Hopefully we'll see him repaired in the future, but it's an amazing experience. It actually tells a story without anyone saying anything. No one has to say anything and you understand the story. Next up, we've got Toy Story Midway Mania, which is an instant classic. Toy Story Midway Mania was so popular that they had to build a second track for the attraction just because so many guests love it so much, and I've ridden it more times than I can count, and I am not even close to tired of it. Not even close. Simply because you always want to be improving your score, and I've actually seen my score go up every single time that I ride it. Sometimes it comes down a little bit, but like over time, just kind of looking at that general scale here, the score is definitely going up over time. Next up, we've got another combination, the Star Wars fireworks and Fantasmic at Hollywood Studios. Both are amazing nighttime spectaculars. I love them both and can't say which one is better. It really depends on my mood at the moment. But let me tell you, Fantasmic, the classic with Mickey, absolutely love it. Star Wars fireworks with those fire pillars, one of the best, one of the absolute best. Love the projections, all of it, all of it. Next up, I want to give a shout out to the electrical water pageant at Magic Kingdom and all around Bay Lake and Seven Seas Lagoon. You can see the dragon, you can see dolphins. It plays that classic music that we all love. It's been around for so many years and in my opinion is a piece of the Magic Kingdom and those resorts surrounding it. It is definitely gotta stay. It's amazing. Now of course there are so many more Pirates, Frozen Ever After, Indiana Jones. I could keep going, I could. But those are the best right now in my opinion for the present. Let's talk about the past. Of course, you know I'm gonna start it off with the original Figment attraction at Epcot. The original Figment attraction was an extremely immersive experience, especially in its day, where you had the opportunity to go on this adventure with Dreamfinder and Figment and see different things as the imagination kind of takes place, and you can see the imagination process over time. One of my favorites, and I remember from this one, is the paper mache room, where it's actually a carousel made of totally paper mache animals, and the entire room was made of paper mache. It was such an amazing experience. I'd love to see something like it in the future. Of course, we won't get the original Figment back, but wow, what a great one. The next one I want to mention that no longer exists at Disney is Maelstrom in Norway. Maelstrom was taken away and replaced with Frozen Ever After, which I really do like, I do, but Maelstrom definitely had a special spot as well. It probably wasn't as popular, definitely not, and for kids it probably wasn't as fun, but Maelstrom was much more educational. It's just that difference of opinions here. It really, really was great though. Another one that's no longer around, Wishes at the Magic Kingdom. It's hard to say which one is better, Wishes or Happily Ever After. I had to go back and watch Wishes again because I'd almost forgotten it. That's how long it's been, but there was something extra special about Wishes. I'm telling you, I loved that show. Happily Ever After is a really good replacement for it. They did a great job with Wishes' replacement, but I don't want to forget about it. It was such an amazing experience. Now you know I'm going to mention it, my favorite fireworks show at Walt Disney World, which no longer exists, hard to say, Illuminations Reflections of Earth. The music, the fire, the globe, I know it wasn't the most modern show that we've ever seen, but I absolutely love Illuminations, and I say that in the present tense because I still love it. I still love it, even though it's not coming back. I miss it. I really, really do. It was an amazing show. Another one from the further past at Walt Disney World was the Spectro Magic Nighttime Parade. Many of us remember Spectro Magic with the great lights on those floats, the fantastic music, Chip and Dale on the piano, and of course, Mickey with that very cool sorcerer ball in front of him. I loved, absolutely loved Spectro Magic and miss it a lot. Another one from the past at Walt Disney World, which I really miss, is Talking Mickey Mouse. Used to be at Magic Kingdom. That was so great to see him. He'd talk to you, tell you a joke, wish you happy birthday, whatever it was. That was just so magical. I loved Talking Mickey Mouse. I wish he was back. I really wish Disney would bring him back. Another one I missed from an even further past, Mickey's Toontown Fair. Do you remember that? Currently where the circus is now. Mickey's Toontown Fair was extra magical. Really, really was. You could go in, see Mickey's house. There's like childhood video of me going through Mickey's house. It was so, so cool. At the end, you had the opportunity to meet him, which was great. Not as efficient as the meet and greets we have now, but so much fun. Another one of the very best that many of us remember extremely fondly, the Osborne family spectacle of dancing lights. Originally debuting in 1995 and running all the way through 2016, goes to show how popular it was, the Osborne family spectacle of dancing lights truly amazed all of us. We'd walk underneath these lights. They'd be tuned perfectly to holiday music. You could buy hot cocoa, apple cider, and just stand around and experience it. It was an unbelievable show that I miss so, so much. Now I understand that the streets of America, where the Osborne family spectacle of dancing lights were, had to be removed for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. I totally get that, but I sure wish they could bring back those lights somewhere else around Walt Disney World, even Disney Springs, for us to experience again. I miss them. Another fantastic experience from the past which no longer exists is Muppet Mobile Lab. I know it feels like it wasn't at Epcot for very long, but Muppet Mobile Lab has moved all around the planet, all over different Disney destinations in Tokyo, all over the place, all over, and it really was a lot of fun while it was here. I wish they'd bring it back or something like it, just because it was so much fun kind of as a pop-up experience, but you never know what the future holds in terms of new interactive technology. Last but not least for today, I missed the original opening ceremony for the Magic Kingdom. Do you remember how they used to like come in front of the train station? All your favorite characters would be there waving at you as you're like right in front of where the train is. I loved that. The train would pull up and everything, you'd hear the whistle. It was timed perfectly. Oh my gosh. Oh, that was such a great way to start your Magic Kingdom day. I loved it. I know that, we can't have that anymore. I realize that, but I miss that so much. Those are some of the best at Walt Disney World, both past and present. Let me know in the comments below which one was your favorite, either past or present, and if I've missed one that you really love, don't be afraid, let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for being a part of the magic with me today. Until next time, have a magical day.